Hey there everyone, so today I wanted to film a video with you that sort of follows up my last Birchbox Ipsy video. So in the last video I just showed you what I got in both my Birchbox and my Ipsy bag, and now I want to go through everything and sort of do like a first impressions video for you. There were a lot of things that I thought were interesting that I wanted to try out, and seeing that it is the leading up to the holiday season, I thought it would be nice to do sort of a review on these products in case you were thinking of getting them for anyone that is, that you're shopping for, or if you yourself were thinking of subscribing or gifting a subscription to anyone, so you can see kind of the types of quality of products that you're gonna get in the bags and boxes, and you can kind of see what someone actually thinks about the products and not just what they got and have no idea what they are. So I'm gonna try and do like a full face tutorial kind of slash first impressions and let you know what I thought about each sample that I got in either my bag or my box. I'm gonna start with the products that I got in my Birchbox first, and the first thing that I got that I tried is this sort of hair treatment, and it's from, I'm gonna call it Divines. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but it is supposed to eliminate frizz and have sort of like anti-humidity properties to it, so it combats any sort of frizz you would get if it's super humid out in the summer or if it's really dry. It's just going to help your hair out. So I did just shower and I put it in my hair, and I didn't straighten my hair, I just used a blow dryer and dried it. Not even thoroughly, I'm like the worst at blow drying, but it really did reduce the frizz. Normally my hair would be like out to here. My hairs fight each other is what I call it. It's not really like frizz where all the little bits and bobs and ends are sticking out. They like try to run away from each other like this, and it creates like a triangle effect on my head. So I think it's really good. I only put the product in from like the back crown of my head and down, so I do have a little bit of frizzy flyaways up here, but the scent, it doesn't really like linger in your hair. It smells like my shampoo and my conditioner. It doesn't super have an overwhelming scent, but the scent of it is really pleasant and mild. It's almost a little bit, I don't want to say musky in a bad way, but like a nice light sort of musky scent to it. It's really, really light, but this is something that I would recommend if you are looking for a nice product to help you when you're styling your hair out. Next on my Birchbox, I got this body polish, and it is in the scent lemongrass and patchouli, which I am not a fan of, but I did use it to wash my hands before this video, and it has sort of a thicker, chunky grit to it. So it has pieces of pumice is sort of what it looks like, and the smell in the container isn't exactly what is left on your hands. It has a more mild, again, it's very musky, definitely has more of that patchouli that kicks around. And it's not super drying. It does seem like it's attempting to be moisturizing, so that is nice. And the bigger grit would be nice on larger parts of your body if you're using it as a body polish, where I was just using it on my hands. I don't love the scent, but I also don't hate it. But the combination of lemongrass and patchouli is just not for me. If you think that's something that you're into, or something you think someone that you know would like, I would say go for it. It is a nice creamy texture, definitely not oil. It's not an oil-based scrub, it's more of like a creamy, milky body scrub. So those were the non-makeup products that I can show you right now for what I got in my Birchbox. But now I'm gonna flip-flop between the two, because I'm going to start with this primer that I got. It is from Figs and Rouge, which I did not know when I filmed my first video because it just says F and R at the top here, and I was like, I have no idea what that is, but it's by Figs and Rouge, and it is a mattifying emulsion sheer primer. It says it's pore refining, it has complexion control, it is for normal to combination sensitive skin. I tried this on the back of my hand when I filmed my last video, and the texture was really, really nice. It's not silicone base, and it just leaves your skin feeling really good. I'm going to put my hair out of the way with just a simple band, and I'm going to take just a tiny amount and put that all over my face. Now, I have this really gnarly blemish going on, hanging out with me for the time being, and I was going to cover it up because it's embarrassing. And then I was like, you know, there are other people out there who have blemishes like that, and I'm not alone, and it's just skin, and it happens, and it's life. So I'm leaving it, and it will be covered up when I do my makeup. But this, it soaks in really, really quickly. Like it's already soaked into my skin, and it just feels soft afterwards. It does have sort of a jasmine light floral scent to it, which I just don't like the smell of jasmine, so that's just a personal thing. But it does smell like jasmine. It doesn't stick around. You don't smell it on your skin. Even now, like, it's on my face and I don't smell it. It's only if I like go up and smell my hands that it's on that I do get it, but I don't smell it on, so it is really nice. It doesn't seem to irritate my skin or make it freak out in any way, so that's really nice. I'm just gonna go in with my regular foundation. I've been using the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, and just set a base so I can show you guys the rest of the things that I got. Okay, so now that that is all done, I sort of have a base set and my eyebrows are set. I'm gonna get into the fun products. So I'm gonna start with eyes, and I'm gonna take a color that I already have. I'm gonna use sort of this taupey color to define my crease and sort of set the stage for the ColourPop shadow that I got in my Ipsy bag. So I'm just gonna put that right here in my crease, this sort of taupey color, to just hopefully help to transition the dark color that I got, which I will show you guys in a second. I always feel like I do my second eye better than I do my first. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay, now I'm gonna take this super fun color by ColourPop, and it is from their Super Shock Shadow Collection, and it is in the color Stereo. It's this sort of browny purple color with gold flecks in it. So I'm gonna take some on my finger and apply that all over my lid, and then blend it out as best as I can. The texture of these shadows is so moussey, creamy feeling. It has the most velvet texture. It borderline feels like a mousse. Like it almost feels like there's a moist sort of texture to it. Sorry if you don't like that word, it doesn't bother me. But they are so nice and very pigmented, which is amazing. So with those ColourPop shadows, even though they feel almost moussey, almost wet in texture, they blend so nicely. Like I didn't have to put a lot of work in to make them blend out, and the color is just gorgeous. Next in Ipsy, I got this nano liner, which is an ultra fine liquid liner, and I'm gonna use it to simply line my upper lash line. It is this like super fine tip, so it's really good for getting really tight into your upper lash line. Decided to flick it out a little bit on the end just for a little extra flair, but I do really like this. It is a felt tip. It's just a really fine felt tip, and I feel like I do have a lot of control with it. It doesn't seem like too shiny or too matte, and it is a really nice rich black color. It's not spotty at all. The color seems to deposit evenly, which is also really nice for a felt liner. It's something that I tend to have trouble with felt liners. They can sort of get like blocked up with whatever shadow you have, and it can kind of apply patchy and be frustrating, but this seems really nice. So this liner is really nice to get a fine line, or if you wanted to get really creative and artistic with it, I think it would be fun to play with doing a double flick or some sort of graphic liner. I do feel like I have a lot of control with this. It deposits smoothly and evenly, even though it is a felt tip liner, and it does seem pretty black. So if you are looking for a really nice liner, I would check this one out. Lastly, for the eyes, I received the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. I tried this before, but I'm willing to give it a go again. It has a really, really big brush, in my opinion. Like, it's just a super fat bristle, like synthetic bristle brush, not like the plasticky ones, but like a proper mascara brush. And I just felt like I wasn't in love with it, but I'm gonna give it a second go. So that is just one application. I'm gonna go in with a second coat. I still don't think I'm in love with the big brush. It doesn't seem to coat my lashes all the way to the tip like I would like it to. I feel like I have to work a little bit harder to get the product to deposit. It's almost like the brush is so big it's pushing my lashes out of the way without really coating them. If you like a more natural look, this might be a really great mascara for you to try. But if you need more of the like in your face, deep, deep black color, this may not be what you're looking for. This is by no means a bad mascara. If I was going for a more natural look or just like a quick get out the door sort of a thing, although this isn't super quick, I tend to be a little finicky with it, I would use the rest of the tube, but I would not go out and buy this on my own. It does seem to give nice volume. I just don't know how long that volume lasts for. I'll test it out and we will definitely see, but not a bad mascara, definitely not my favorite. Next up for blush, I got two different ones, one in my Ipsy and one in my Birchbox. I got these like blush papers from Ipsy. So they are just little single sheets of paper that you deposit the pigment on with. And then I got this one from the Balm. It is in the color Frat Boy, and this is just a pretty small sample. I'm gonna try these out a little bit crazy like. I'm gonna try Frat Boy on this cheek, and I'm gonna try the paper on this side. So I'm gonna start out with the paper blush first. It is by My Couture. I think I'm saying that right. And it says to just press or pat the pigment onto your face where you would like the color to be. So I'm gonna smile and sort of pat and wipe. Blend out if I can. I'm gonna go in with the blush brush that I brought along with me just to diffuse that out a bit. So that was really cool. It does seem to work. So this is the blush and this is the non-blush side right now. It was really easy to put the color on. There is quite a bit of shimmer on the paper, but I don't see a ton of that depositing, but there is a little bit of glitter in the blush paper itself. It deposits really nicely, not too crazy, but the color is really, really nice, and it was super easy to use. So if you think someone would like the sort of ingenuity of that and the idea of almost like travel blush, which is really cool and slim and sleek, that is definitely something I would pick up just to try for yourself or to give away as a really cool gift. I'm gonna try and get as much pigment as I can from this tiny little square, but this is a pretty small blush brush, and you can see here sort of the size difference. So I'm just gonna try. Camera stopped recording there. Not sure where it stopped, but I did apply the Frat Boy blush to this side of my face, and the colors look almost identical. This is maybe a little bit more softer, a little bit more baby in color, but really, really pretty still. And it seems to blend out really nicely. It does seem a little bit powdery, maybe slightly chalky in texture, but seems to blend out nicely and be really nice and buildable. It's not so overly pigmented that you can mess up easily with it. I loaded up the brush relatively decently and I think it deposited a nice amount of pigment. So if you want to pick up either of those, either your standard powder blush or the really cool paper ones, I would say go for it. And the last makeup product that I have that I was super excited to try, I actually got to pick the color that I wanted in my sort of collection. This is the collaboration with Love of Color and Tati. This is in her lip range that she did. This is the color Glam Life. It is this sort of deep berry color, which is so pretty. I have, the other choices were a red and a nude. I have quite a lot of those, so I wanted to give the deep berry a shot. And I love that it's in this thin sort of pencil shape. They're just so easy to put on. It doesn't matter the size of your lips. If you have really full lips, it might take a while to put on just because you have more surface area to cover. But I do enjoy this. I have nothing on my lips right now, and when I swatched it, it is matte and it does have really nice staying power. This is super nice. It applies very easily and smooth. It doesn't feel overly drying, like my lips don't feel like they're drying out as I'm sitting here, but it's also not intensely moisturizing, so it does have sort of a stain power to it. It's a vibrant matte lipstick, so it definitely has a nice matte finish to it. They smell like warm vanilla. It's just really nice. It's not so heavy that it smells like it constantly, but it smells really delicious going on. And I just really like this lip color. I think it's very appropriate for fall, and it seems to last. I wore this the past 2 days so that I would have an idea of what to say to you guys and have a better idea of how the product works. And it does seem to have really good staying power. Not like a stain, it's not permanent, but it definitely does stick around even if you're eating, as long as you're not eating like super oily foods or anything like that. But it does seem to stay on, which is really nice. And the last product that I got is a perfume. I am not in love with this perfume, but I am gonna try it out and wear it for the night just to test out every product that I got. The cap is really hard to get off. It's not like a spray or a simple pop off. It's got this little stick inside of it, so I'm going to wear it on my pulse points and on my neck. It is a very light and floral jasmine scent. I really don't like jasmine, but on, it is very spring. I think this is definitely more of like a springtime perfume. It's very light. It is wearable for every day. And the scent does mellow down nicely and sort of warm up on your skin, which is really nice. So there is a quick little road test of all the products that I got in both subscriptions. I hope this was thorough enough. If you guys have any questions about any of the products, is there something that I forgot, or if you have any questions that I didn't think of, just leave them down below or find me on social media. I'll be happy to answer them for you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed and who watches my videos when I post them. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.